Castle Donington was, I think, the best day in my life. We didn't know at the time that it would be so important, but it opened up all doors, and actually we did pretty good. The fans, they were so good to us. Everybody, it seemed like 100,000 people were into it, and then the journalists, record company people, everybody saw it, and then I said, okay, let's give that band a chance. It was Warlock at the time, and I think it was maybe 120,000 people, and I remember I was walking up the stairs and it was like a huge stage, huge PA, and I almost couldn't make it because my knees were like pudding. It was like so unbelievable. Yeah, and then we started the first song, and usually I have a lot of stage fright, but from the first minute it's gone. Like when I sing my first line, then everything is okay, and yeah, and it was an unbelievable show, and I think one of the best shows we've ever done, and the most important one. But I didn't know it at the time, otherwise I probably couldn't have made it, but it was unbelievable. I never felt degraded or second best. I always felt really comfortable being a woman. I was always treated really good, really respectful, and I must say I could learn from the best. My first experiences on big tours, it was my first time with Judas Priest in '86, which was a dream come true because Priest was my favorite band, it still is. Yeah, and then I got a phone call from my manager at the time, and I was still working. I was a graphic artist. Yeah, and then he called, he said, Doro, are you ready to quit your job? And I said, why? He said, well, we can go on tour with your favorite band. And I said, what? He said, yes, Judas Priest. And yeah, and then I ran to my boss. I said, I'm quitting, I'm going on tour with Priest. He said, who is that? Or what is that? And I said, well, that's the biggest metal act. And you know, and I'm going to try it. And he said, well, you're crazy, but he said, okay, good luck. And he said, we all support you. And yeah, and it was my first tour in '86, and it was so huge. At the time, metal was like really at its peak. I think middle of the '80s was like unbelievable. So we had like a fantastic tour, and the Judas Priest guys were so nice to me, very, very thoughtful, respectful, supportive, and made me feel really good. And then my first tour in England, the big tour, was actually with Wasp and Blackie Lawless. He was such a nice guy. I was like so sick because we played the last couple of shows in Scandinavia with Priest, and everybody said, little girl, don't walk on the ice, because there were big ice hockey venues. And I said, yeah, I'm strong as steel, it doesn't matter, but it did. And I think I probably had pneumonia. I was so sick. And then we started in England the tour with Wasp, and then Blackie Lawless, he saw me like, you know, we didn't have a dressing room, it was a small club. He said, are you sick? I said, yes. He said, man, you look like you're dying. I said, yeah, I really feel like it. He said, you know what, you come to my dressing room, I clean out the dressing room. We told all the band members, well, people to just like give me my time, you know. He said, okay, lay down, take a nap, take a rest. He gave me some magic potions, like, you know, some liquids and fruit juice, vitamins. Yeah, and then he said, I'll wake you up when it's time for you to get dressed. Yeah, and then he did, and I felt like unbelievable. I felt totally recovered. And yeah, and then we did a great tour. That was in '86 as well. And then my third tour was actually with Ronnie James Dio, my favorite singer. And we became really great friends, and he was super nice to me. And so I must say, I never felt, you know, I never felt bad. Being a woman was actually really good, and I was always the way I was. I never pretended to be, you know, something else. And I think the fans, they always knew I have music and metal in my heart, and there was never no doubt about it, and that I loved the fans from day one, and I think that was the most important thing. So being a woman is actually, I think to me it's not a big deal, but you know, it was great.